are live outside of the 2024 Spring Pitch Competition, where students are competing for a grand prize of $10,000. More on this coming up.
Nonprofit organization Gift of Life is saving the lives of people around the world through the use of a Q-tip. They're looking for college students to join their cause through an internship. Find out where to apply.
Former President Donald Trump's hush money trial has officially begun. Who, what, where, and why? We've got all the details.
The United States Secretary of State is set to undergo a diplomatic mission to China tomorrow. The goals of the United States with this meeting.
This is TV2 News.
Good evening and thanks for choosing TV2 News. I am Noah Rowe.
And I am Tyler Schlosser.
We start tonight with a live look at a competition going on campus. That's right, small businesses are at the Spring Pitch event and are going to pitch their ideas Shark Tank style.
Live in the field is our very own Skylar Eddington. Skylar, what can you tell us?
Hi guys, yes, I am currently at the Spring Pitch Competition hosted by the Ambassadors Crawford Business College of Business and Entrepreneurship, where students and entrepreneurs were able to pitch their ideas to a panel of judges with a grand prize of over $10,000.
Ballet class. Just to walk in the door that day, her mom had to spend $130 and Harper hated it and did not go back for the second class. Well, fast forward years later, she gave dance another try and is now part of an award-winning competition team.
About 5% of our profit, because I'm kind of trying to groom him to be a foreman and all that as well. So I try and pay him well.
During the competition, student entrepreneurs pitched their business plans and ideas to the judges on stage. There were 2 judges on stage and then 2 on Zoom who are ranking the students in order. The first place winner will get $10,000 towards their company, and then the second place winner will get $5,000. After that, there are 5 $1,000 prizes that will be awarded as well. A few businesses that the students pitched were a lawn care company, a reusable dance apparel company, and even one student who designed and has a patent pending for a hanging basket that tells if you watered your plants or not. Be sure to stick around because I will be back with one of the student entrepreneurs who pitched their idea to the panel of judges today. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Skylar Eddington.
As the semester comes to an end and the 2024 fall semester lingers closely behind, there are a lot of new semester internships in the future for KSU students to apply for.
Our very own Lex Rady found an internship with a nonprofit organization that saves lives. Tell us more, Lex.
That's right, guys. Gift of Life, a nonprofit organization that saves the lives of those with blood cancer and diseases through finding potential matches for bone marrow and stem cell donations. But did you know that the Gift of Life has campus ambassadors? And we have one right here on campus.
Have been doing this.
Gift of Life provides paid internships to those who are interested in helping them find more young donors on college campuses. The goal is to increase the number of potential matches for those in need of donations, which saves lives of thousands.
I think Gift of Life has been on campus in a very long time, at least with a campus ambassador. This semester our goal was 100. I think we're at 200.
To find more information about the internship, you can scan the QR code that's on the screen or go to giftoflife.org/cap to learn more about the internship and apply. Well, that is all the news I have for you at the moment, but I will be back later in the show to talk more about the Gift of Life and how it impacted a student at Kent State.
Students prepared all semester for this moment, and finally the School of Music is holding its annual Spring Jazz Studies Combo Concert tonight. Tickets are available on their website. The music is going to be starting at 8 o'clock and will go through 10. Students at Kent can take a jazz minor and also get their bachelor's degree in jazz studies. They study the historical impact of jazz while also learning how to make their own music.
There's a few weeks left in the semester and work is ramping up. If you're a student in need of a break, the university is holding a sunset yoga session tonight from 7 o'clock to 8:30. This casual open event will be held on the campus student green. Swing on by if you're interested in watching the horizon stretch across the sky while doing some stretches of your own.
Kent State's annual fashion show is coming up quick. The opening night is on Thursday, and fashion-related events will be taking place until Sunday the 27th. Thursday night's opening show is sold out, but tickets are still up for grabs for Friday's award fashion show and Saturday's Hall of Fame event. For more information and to get tickets, you can check out the Fashion School's website.
Kent Reed, Kent Wright, Kent State. The university disagrees. Earlier today, the university collaborated with the Global Perspective Student Book Club class to host the Kent State Can Read pop-up event. They were there to give out books, bookmarks, and other promotional reading to anyone in attendance.
How's it going, Portage County? I'm Josh Aponte, and I think it's time we take a look at what weather is going on right now here in Kent. Right now we are sitting at 58 degrees and it is unfortunately raining out there. So if you are outside walking class to class, make sure you take that umbrella with you because it's a little moist out there. Also, the big thing that's going on right now, 12-mile-per-hour winds. It is very windy out there. So if you're like me and you got your poofy hair and it's going to get a little blown all over the place, it's going to get a little messy. So make sure you wear a hat because it is very rainy out there. But the big story for tonight is that we are going to be under a freeze watch. It's going to affect Portage County. It will go from tonight until tomorrow morning. So be on the lookout for that. The temperatures might dip as low as 28 degrees, and it could kill some plants and could damage some plumbing if it's not protected. So be on the lookout for that. Take your plants inside. If you really care about your plants and you don't want them to get frozen and then die, that would not be pretty good. But anyways, something better. Look at these temperatures, huh? 60s, lower 60s to upper 50s. They're looking pretty good, but let's take a look. 53 in Sandusky, 59 in Mansfield. In the Land in Cleveland, 58 degrees. If you're going to a Guards game, you might have to layer up because it's still going to be a little chilly on the lake, especially with that wind going on. So make sure if you're going to a Guards game or if you're going to be going to a Cavs game, if the Cavs go to 5 games, that is, make sure you layer up. And then Worcester, we got 60 degrees. Pretty good in Worcester. I would like 60 degrees in Kent. 58 in Kent, like I said. 60 in Canton, home of our dearest Matt Corrali. Shout out Matt Corrali. 61 in Y-Town, Youngstown, and 56 in Ashtabula. So honestly, the temperatures aren't looking too bad, but that wind, it does really make it look a little more chilly than it really is out there. But that is all I have for right now, but stay tuned, because I'll tell you that rain will stick around for a while and what the rest of the week is going to look like. Noah Patrick Rowe, back to you, my good sir.
Thank you, Josh. The Ohio Turnpike and Infrastructure Commission is warning drivers of a text message scam requesting payment for unpaid tolls. According to a press release, the scam includes text messages that can fraudulently claim to represent tolling agencies from around the country asking for users to pay their unpaid toll balances. The Ohio Turnpike clarified in a statement that they will never ask for tolls through texts and urges customers to report scams to the proper channels.
First Energy, a major electric company, has been revealed to have spent a large amount of money on bribery towards state politicians. Former Ohio House Speaker Larry Householder received $60 million in exchange for supporting a nuclear bailout called House Bill 6. Internal documents show that they donated another $5.5 billion to campaigns potentially linked with gubernatorial candidate John Husted and Governor Mike DeWine.
Republicans in Ohio have proposed a new bill that would require public schools to ban social media and prohibit students from using electronics during class. Supporters of the bill says it's going to promote education and emotional well-being. This bill would also block social media sites on school Wi-Fi. Personal devices like cell phones, computers, and smartwatches would also be banned unless a teacher specifically allows for it. There is an emergency, and if it is in need of a public health care, or if a student has a specific learning disability.
Ohio politicians are worried about the impending Idaho v. United States Supreme Court case. Currently, emergency rooms are compelled to stabilize all patients regardless of if their method of payment is confirmed. It is possible that the case will question if abortions can be considered stabilizing care. This could lead to a slippery slope in emergency practice and potentially deny pregnant patients critical care. Former President Donald Trump has begun the first of a round of criminal trials. Stay tuned for all the details.
Barbecue season is right around the corner, but check your fridges. Later on, we'll tell you about a beef recall you may want to keep your eyes on.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
That's interesting outside for great Americans, people that want to come down and they want to protest at the court and they want to protest peacefully. We have more police presence here than anyone's ever seen. For blocks, you can't get near this courthouse. And yet you have nobody up at a college where you have very radical people wanting to rip the colleges down, the universities down. And that's a shame. But it all starts with Joe Biden. The signals he puts out are so bad. And I can tell you, he's no friend of Israel, that's for sure. And he's no friend of the Arab world.
Former President Donald Trump's first criminal trial is expected to take place 6 to 8 weeks from start to finish. This trial, related to a hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels in 2016, is the first of 4 ongoing criminal cases that are expected to head to trial.
Now that opening statements are done, prosecutors are presenting trial evidence through witness testimony and exhibits.
Democrats hope abortion rights will motivate moderate voters in key states this fall, especially women, and 1 week before one of the most restrictive abortion laws in the country takes effect in Florida.
President Joe Biden headed there to contrast his stance with Republicans. Karen Kaifa reports from Washington.
President Joe Biden underscoring how his party hopes to put Florida back in play this fall.
It should be a constitutional right in the federal Constitution, a federal right. And it shouldn't matter where in America you live. This isn't about states' rights, it's about women's rights.
Biden focused on reproductive rights in Tampa as a law banning most abortions after 6 weeks in the state of Florida is set to take effect next Wednesday, May 1st. Democrats hope the ban, coupled with a ballot question in November seeking to enshrine abortion access in the state's constitution, can motivate moderate voters and women this fall.
But I think starting in Tampa today on this message of abortion, in light of what happened in Arizona and other places, I think is a good strategy.
While Trump has said abortion policy should be left to the states, he's also said some states have taken it too far, including Arizona, where the state Supreme Court recently ruled that a 160-year-old near total abortion ban can be enforced. Some Republicans not overly concerned about Florida, which Trump won in 2016 and 2020, or Biden's visit while Trump sits in a New York courtroom for his hush money criminal trial.
I think a tactical move on the Biden administration's part to go to Florida while former President Trump's on trial here to come and make the point that he can't be there to defend his home turf.
The Biden campaign seeking to tie restrictive abortion laws in Florida, Arizona, and other states to Trump's nomination of 3 conservative Supreme Court justices who helped overturn Roe v. Wade in a 2022 decision. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
The Senate has voted to pass the foreign aid bill, which includes the long-discussed TikTok ban in the U.S. Pending signing by President Biden, which he has already said he will, the bill will be fully enacted. This will require ByteDance, TikTok's owner, to sell TikTok to an American company or have the app banned in the U.S. after 1 year.
The time has come to finish the job to help our friends abroad once and for all. I ask my colleagues to join together to pass the supplemental today as expeditiously as possible. Send our friends abroad the aid they have long been waiting for. Let us not delay this. Let us not prolong this. Let us not keep our friends around the world waiting for a moment longer.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is expected to warn China about its support for Russia's military during his visit to the country this week. Blinken is expected to convey Washington's deep concerns over China's aid for Russia's defense industrial base during his 3-day visit that starts tomorrow. The Secretary of State has said that China is the main contributor to the Russian war effort and capability.
A recent federal classified document investigation revealed a witness testimony. This stated that former President Donald Trump promised his valet, Walt Nauta, that he would grant him a presidential pardon after he won the 2024 election if Nauta was charged with lying to the FBI. Nauta was charged in June of last year along with Trump, who was charged with obstruction and mishandling of classified and national defense information. Both pleaded not guilty.
I feel like with all this weather lately, just feeling the rain on my skin would just be absolutely wonderful.
No one else can feel it for you.
Hey, only you can let it in though. Anyways, hey, it is pretty rainy out there, guys. Like I said earlier, it is still raining, unfortunately, very moist. So, hey, if you two are making your way outside, walking over to your car, to your dorm or your apartment, you're gonna have to grab your umbrella. But hey, let's take a look at what it's going to look like for the next couple hours here in Kent. And right now it is very windy out there, so make sure you keep an eye on that. Very windy, very rainy, and we're still going to be at that 58-degree mark. So keep an eye on that for you guys. But hey, let's take a look at a live weather radar, see what's going on here. And actually, we're going to take a look at the hourly forecast once again. It is going to be rainy tonight at 10 p.m. as well. And then going into 12 a.m., hey, surprise, surprise, it's still going to be rainy, and the temperature is going to drop a little bit to 51 degrees. But hey, now we can take a look at that live weather radar, and we're going to see lots of precipitation across northeast Ohio right here. So look at all that precipitation. Oh man, that's a lot. That's going to last until tomorrow. So if you're going to be going anywhere tomorrow as well, make sure you grab that umbrella too. But hey, let's take a look at what tomorrow's going to look like. Speaking of tomorrow, it's going to be rainy. Surprise, surprise. Rainy as well, so make sure you keep those umbrellas all day tomorrow. The temperature's going to drop a little bit lower to 50 degrees. And hey, guess what? It's going to be a waning gibbous moon tomorrow, so that'll be pretty fun. But that is unfortunately all the time I have for right now. But stay tuned because I'll have our 7-day forecast coming up. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Josh. A lot going on in the world of health, from a public health notice to new legislation.
Here to cut through the confusion is TV2's very own Anthony Leonardi.
Yeah, that's right, guys. There is a lot going on in the health world, and CNN's own Mandy Gaither has the latest details for you.
Planet health and human health, the two go hand in hand.
The choices that we make in life every day affect not only us, affect everyone around us, and affect our planet.
Dr. Sophia Asfaw with Cleveland Clinic says there are some healthy habits that can help both. By biking, walking, or running, you can get exercise and get to where you're going without relying on a vehicle, reducing emissions into the air. And a plant-based diet is not only good for your body, but also the earth.
In order to produce a meat-based meals, there's a lot that goes into it. There's chemicals that we have to use to raise the cattle or whatever meat-based product that you have, that then in turn pollutes the environment, and that can also lead to negative effects on human health.
Asfaw says when you're staying healthy by washing hands or brushing teeth, don't waste water. Turn it off when you're not scrubbing. She says you can also reduce energy expenditures and the amount of greenhouse gases that can impact the climate and therefore our health by turning off lights, unplugging household items when not in use, buying recycled goods, and setting your thermostat to eco mode if you have it.
If we take care of our planet will take care of us.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
On Saturday, the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Safety Inspection Service issued a health alert for ground beef products produced in March. These products may be contaminated with E. coli. The raw beef items were produced on March 28, 2024 and have a use or freeze-by date of April 22nd. The affected products also include the establishment number 960A. There is no recall for the items because they are no longer available for purchase. And a new study by the Annals of Internal Medicine found that people under the care of female doctors are less at risk for death than their male counterparts. The results said that roughly 10.15% of men and 8.2% of women died while under the care of a female doctor, while the male counterparts saw 10.23% of deaths in men and 8.4% of deaths for women. And the Biden administration is seeking new rules to protect the privacy of those seeking reproductive health care. The rule was announced yesterday and prohibits the disclosure of the health information of a patient that relates to reproductive health care. This rule would prevent medical records from being used against people for both providing the health care and those who travel to different states for it. And yesterday, the federal officials unveiled a set of tools aimed at protecting people from the dangers of extreme heat. The resources were developed by the CDC and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and they include new color-coded heat forecasts that show heat risks and air quality levels. These tools are part of a government initiative to better prepare the country for heat waves that are increasing in intensity. And that's all I have for today's Health Minute, but stick around because I will be back with more news for you guys. Back to the desk.
Gaza City in Palestine has been hit by yet another major attack. What was damaged in a casualty report coming up next.
And the protests on Columbia's campus are still ongoing, drawing attention from the national government, what the students are demanding, and how officials are responding.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
How's your hair? Is it pretty?
Daddy.
It's pretty.
Maybe honestly.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
The top 3 floors of the Al Sahaba building in Gaza City were destroyed by an airstrike yesterday night. One video from the north of the Strip shows the airstrike hitting the 8-story building, igniting a ball of fire and triggering a massive plume of smoke. Journalists on the ground said a warning was issued an hour ahead of the strike with no casualties reported. Today, the Israeli Defense Forces said they conducted 25 airstrikes all across Gaza over the past 24 hours.
The conflict in Gaza has reached day 200, and the local Ministry of Health has released a thorough casualty count of 34,183 deaths and 77,143 injuries. The ministry's Ramallah counterpart estimates that 72% of all casualties were men, women, children, and the elderly. The government media office also estimates 7,000 missing persons.
The president of Iran said that there would be nothing left of Israel if Iran was attacked again. The Iranian leader's comments came after an unclaimed attack in central Iran on Friday following tit-for-tat Iranian and Israeli strikes earlier this month. This marks a potentially dangerous escalation of the Middle Eastern conflict. Officials in Tehran have sought to play down Friday morning strike on Iran as tensions simmer from a significant escalations between the two countries. Tensions are also continuing to rise in college campuses across the country with no signs of slowing down regarding student protests against the war in Gaza.
All members of the university are struggling to balance the desire to protest with the safety of the protesters, bystanders, and especially Jewish students who have in many cases reported that they are afraid while on campus.
A university and all universities have an obligation to maintain the safety and security of their students from all backgrounds.
Democratic U.S. House members spoke out Monday against protests happening at Columbia University. As pro-Palestinian protesters camp out on the campus for a 6th day, the House members, all Jewish, said the level of hate and anti-Semitism at the campus is, quote, unacceptable for a university.
I hope that we can figure out the difference between free speech and unacceptable anti-Semitism.
The billionaire owner of the NFL's New England Patriots, a Columbia alum and donor, has said he's no longer confident in the university's ability to protect its students.
I just can't believe in New York City at Columbia University, Jewish students are afraid to go to classes.
And at least one protester says it's not just the Jewish students who are being harassed.
I'm Jewish, but there has not been a lot of focus on, Palestinian students who have been, feeling anti-Islamic sentiments.
University faculty staged a walkout Monday in solidarity with student protesters who were arrested and suspended last week. In a statement, University President Manu Shafiq said, quote, I am deeply saddened by what is happening on our campus. These tensions have been exploited and amplified by individuals who are not affiliated with Columbia, who have come to campus to pursue their own agendas. President Joe Biden condemned all hate on both sides Monday.
I condemn the anti-Semitic protests. I also condemn those who don't understand what's going on with the Palestinians.
I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
Columbia University's president is facing censure as pro-Palestinian protests continue on that campus. The American Association of University Professors submitted a resolution to censor her and other university officials. According to student-run campus news outlets, the professors accuse Shafik of violating the fundamental requirements of academic freedom and students' rights. The resolution states she brought armed police onto campus to deal with the unrest, ignoring opinions of faculty and students.
A robotic friend from far, far away has sent us a message after a long period of silence. Stay tuned for the details about the communication from Voyager 1.
Can you consent with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, have a good time. Planting seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic. To change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall. One book can make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Anthony Leonardi, and we have some interesting events happening both worldwide and in space. But starting here on Earth, an Indian teenager named Gukesh Damaraju is set to face the reigning world chess champion Ding Liren of China. And at the 2024 World Chess Championship this year, if Gukesh defeats Ding, he would break Garry Kasparov's record of being the youngest world champion. Gukesh is currently the youngest player ever to challenge for the title, and given that Ding has struggled in recent matches, the World Championship could become a reality for Gukesh. And moving from this planet to another, the most distant spacecraft from Earth has finally sent data to NASA for the first time in 5 months. Voyager 1, which was launched in 1977, has spent over 45 years studying the outer solar system, and it has traveled more than 46 billion miles. But in November 2023, the spacecraft stopped sending readable data, and the issue was related to one of the 3 computers in the flight data system. And coming back down to Earth, a woman is celebrating her 105th birthday. She was given the nickname Special K by her friends and family. Catherine Seibert was born in 1919, and she says that everyone looks young to her at her party. She said, quote, "I just love to see all of you. You just look like babies and boys and girls. And all the lovely people, my goodness." Seibert's niece, Catherine Sexton, said that she is grateful to be able to have her aunt in her life. And 46 dogs were saved from a smoke-filled kennel in New Jersey. Patrick Cornell has the story.
Police officers in Fairfield, New Jersey, bashing through a door to get to dogs in distress. 46 animals trapped as smoke from a nearby fire engulfs the canine resort.
We got dogs in here too. We're all dog owners, and none of us wanted any dogs to come to any harm.
Putting their own lives in harm's way, these first responders, with the help of resort workers and onlookers, rescued dog after dog after dog, pulling them from their cages, getting them out of the building and away from danger, a tricky task.
A lot of the dogs appear calm, but we did have to, settle them down just to get them where they needed to go safely.
All 46 of the dogs made it out safely. They've since been moved to a new facility where they are enjoying belly rubs and fresh air. Another animal in need of moving.
Sound the alarm! Security alert! Security alert!
Yes, that's an alligator sleeping soundly beneath a plane at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, until the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission came to the rescue and woke the grumpy gator. Somehow, that animal got past base security, but couldn't get past these skilled wranglers, who tossed a towel over the animal's eyes and then used ropes to trap the reptile right there on the runway. No aircraft or animal was harmed, and the alligator has been returned to the wild. But as far as we know, the Air Force Base still isn't recruiting alligator pilots. Sorry, guys. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick.
Coming up, Lex Rady is coming back with a story about a Golden Flash whose life was saved by a selfless donation. Find out how after this break.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Welcome back. Our Lex Rady has returned with more information about the Gift of Life organization and how it's impacting students right here at Kent State University.
Lex, please tell us more.
We talked about the nonprofit organization Gift of Life earlier in the show and how it saves lives by finding potential donors for people in need of stem cells and bone marrow transplants. And luckily enough, that was the case for a student right here at Kent State University. This past fall, 5,162 freshmen began their first year at Kent State. Carson Colombo came to campus to pursue a bachelor's degree in public relations. He was looking forward to having the typical college experience until he fell ill over Thanksgiving break.
I had this weird rash. I was also getting like mouth sores. I'm just feeling more tired and just like kind of weak.
Carson was immediately taken to an urgent care in Columbus, Ohio. There they ran labs to find any traces of illnesses such as mono and leukemia. He eventually found himself at the Ohio State James Cancer Research Hospital, where he was diagnosed with aplastic anemia.
So it's kind of like a process of elimination when they come up with a diagnosis like aplastic anemia, because it's very rare. There's only 20,000 people a year in the entire world that are diagnosed with this.
Aplastic anemia is a type of autoimmune disease where the cells in a person's blood attacks themselves. The illness also prevents the bone marrow from making enough new blood cells for the body to work normally.
His body to start producing blood cells again on their own is to replace them with somebody else's.
On the transplant list for bone marrow, Carson waited for 2 months before he matched with a 19-year-old donor from Poland.
He just decided to do a swab and give.
The global nonprofit organization Gift of Life provides assistance to those battling blood cancer and diseases through providing matches for those in need of stem cell and bone marrow donations.
It's a health questionnaire and a simple cheek swab. The cheek swab looks for certain proteins that can match you with people with really scary diseases.
That is a 1 in 1,300 chance of being matched with someone in need of a potential donation. However, if more people do a simple swab up their cheek like this, and fill out the health questionnaire on the envelope, there's an even greater chance of finding a match with someone in need and saving their life.
It is the gift of life. Knowing that people are out there that are willing to do that for a complete stranger, that's a really big deal. I mean, that's a very selfless person that's willing to put themselves in that position.
I think it's such a rewarding experience to know that you saved someone's life.
Carson has received his bone marrow transplant and is taking his recovery 1 day at a time. Due to HIPAA laws, he will be able to formally meet his donor in 2 years. For now, he shares his gratitude by writing letters.
For a 19-year-old boy to give up work and also just to be in pain also for free is just like, I've never met a guy like that.
For TV2 News, this is Lex Rady. Well, TV2, this is the last of this semester you'll hear from me, but I will make my comeback next semester in the fall. Farewell for now. For TV2 News, this is Lex Rady.
Thanks, Les. Now let's take a look back in the field of Skylar, who is still at that spring pitch competition.
Skylar, what can you tell us? Where are you at?
Hi guys, welcome back. I am still currently outside of the Oscar Ritchie Auditorium, but this time I am with a guest. I am currently here with one of the students who participated in the entrepreneurial pitch, Gabby Spiegelmeyer. Come on in. So tell us a little bit about what it was like and what you presented today.
So my business was called One More Time Dance Boutique. It's a mobile dance boutique that sells secondhand dance clothes and accessories. It was a super cool experience today. I'm really grateful to be a part of it.
Yeah, so what was it like when you were up there in front of everyone, and how long have you been preparing for this?
Yeah, so we've been preparing for like the last 3 months, doing lots of mock pitches, practicing all the time. And on stage, I was nervous, but it wasn't scary. It was fun. It was really cool. It was like Shark Tank.
Oh yeah, it was really cool when I was in there. It definitely reminded me of Shark Tank with all of the judges. And then how did it end up today? What was the result with everything?
Yeah, so I ended up getting $1,000 from it, so I'm super excited, and I'm super happy for Rolling Refreshments for getting top prize.
Oh, well, that is amazing. Congratulations. Well, that is all I have for you guys today, and this is the last time that I will be reporting for TV2. So you guys have a great night, and reporting for TV2 one last time, I'm Skylar Eddington.
You know, Josh, it's final season. I feel like a lot of people are feeling like a lot of pressure to do well on their exams. You know, with this freeze watch, should we be seeing any snow?
Well, you know what? We love pressure because you know what pressure makes? Pressure makes diamonds. That's what we love it. But you know what? Hey, let's take a look and see what weather we're going to have for the rest of today. And hourly, yet again, things are going to look a little moist for the rest of the day, unfortunately. But hey, let's take a look at some temperatures around here in Ohio. We are sitting at those mid to upper 50s, maybe even some 60s. Look at 66 in Cincinnati. I wish we had that temperature. 61 in Dayton, 53 in Lima. And we take a look over here to the other side of Ohio, 64 in Columbus. Shout out Hayden Cruz. He's a Columbus native. And then we got 59 in Akron, 64 in Steubenville, and 67 in Athens. But now let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. And things are going to start to look a little wild, not too wild. But hey, we're going to see some sun this week. So let's start over here. So today we do have that rain. Then Wednesday, the showers will still be here. The temperature is going to drop drastically. It's going to drop to 50 degrees. That'll be the high. And then the low will be 31. So be on the lookout for that. As I said earlier, we are under that freeze watch. And then look at that. Here comes the sun. Who would have thought, huh? In Ohio? In April? Never, huh? But we're going to see the sun. And it's going to still be chilly on Thursday. But then on Friday, the high is going to be 71. It's going to be real nice on Friday. And then the temperature's still going to stay up. The high on Saturday is going to be 74. But guess what? That rain's going to come back, which is very unfortunate. Then Sunday, it's going to be really nice, partly cloudy. And then Monday, thunderstorms. Very unfortunate. But that temperature is going to be real high. That is all the time I have for this Tuesday, Check Tuesday. I've been Josh Aponte, and you've been you. We'll see you next time on TV2. Back to you guys.
Coming up, the Cavaliers took on the Magic in Game 2 of the first round in the NBA playoffs. Find out if the Cavs could take a 2-0 series lead.
I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your Tuesday Sports Report. I'm Dom O'Brien, and we have a packed report for you all tonight. We'll give you a few updates around the local scene, and then we're going to talk about some intense playoff action happening in professional sports. And right now, we're going to start with the Kent State baseball team as they traveled to my neck of the woods in Niles, Ohio, and beat Youngstown State University 13-8. Shortstop Kyle Jackson started things off with a 2-run homer in the first. The Golden Flashes scored 10 unanswered runs to take control of this one, but the Penguins, they responded with 7 unanswered of their own. At the end of the day, it wasn't enough to get back into the game, and they now head home for a 4-game home stand, starting with Clarion tomorrow night. And we go from baseball over to softball. The Kent State softball team also went on a slugfest, and they took down Cleveland State, another team with a multiple score lead. 10-2 was the final there. The Golden Flashes totaled out to 10 hits on the day, and graduate student Alexandra Whitmore recorded her 100th career hit with a single in the top of the 6th. Very nice achievement there. The Flashes broke it open in that same inning with 5 runs of their own, and now Kent State will travel to Miami of Ohio, who is also first in the MAC, and they will play their final road games of the season there. Now we'll go over to women's golf. The MAC championship was today at Pinnacle Golf Club, as that's where they hosted the championship, and the final results are in. Kent State, they stay perfect, and they win the MAC championship by 11 strokes. The Golden Flashes also take home the individual trophy, where Leon Takagi and Hester Sicking tied it at first at 6 over after a 3-day total. Veronica Kedranova also followed up with a top 3 finish at 8 over. This is the 25th time they have raised the MAC championship trophy and still remain the only team in the conference to have done it. Now, yesterday, the NBA playoffs continued, and with 3 more series into their second game of round 1, all 3 games were decided by less than 10 points. So without further ado, let's get into some highlights and start with the Cleveland Cavaliers, the local team, going up against the Orlando Magic. And Paolo Banchero with a nice little jumper here to tie it up 10 apiece, but the Cleveland Cavaliers took the lead and they ran with it. Here's Donovan Mitchell drawing the foul and getting the shot in, but Jalen Suggs injured his knee there on the play. He ended up being okay, but it looked very scary at first. Donovan Mitchell with a nice slam there in the paint to bring it up by 7 in the first. And then we'll cut it over to with 11 minutes left in the third, and then it's Evan Mobley time. A nice 3 here for him to knot it down. Darius Garland trying to dice up the defender. He outs it to Mobley, who slams it down, and they continue this one. They were up by 20 points at one point in this game. A nice 3 from Garland there, and then Garland's going to keep on cooking. Nice play from Garland, another 3. And then he just maneuvers through the defense, the magical defense, and then gets it off the glass and in. 87-65 there. They win this one 96-86, and Donovan Mitchell puts the finishing touches up there. A great win for them to go 2-0 on the series. Now we move over to the 76ers and the Knicks, hosted at MSG. Opening play there from Tyrese Maxey, a nice 3, 9 opening points for the Philadelphia 76ers, but the Knicks tried to claw back in this one. Joel Embiid, though, just shooting 3 after 3 in these back-to-back 3 balls from the top of the key both. 76ers up by 10 now, but Jalen Brunson, high off the glass, gets it down, and he's not going to take no for an answer. Jalen Brunson's going to keep on rolling, keep on moving, and gets a smooth play off the glass. Once again, this gave them their first lead of the game. Unreal as they try to battle back in this one. And then look at this shot coming out again from Miles McBride. Carmelo Anthony loves it. That's got to be worth something. Now, final seconds here, Jalen Brunson gets a bouncing 3 to rattle in, and then they get a turnover. They steal it away. Dante DiVincenzo shoots 1, can't get it, shoots another from the top of the key, drains it. MSG blows up with enthusiasm, and they win this one 104-101, an intense game down at MSG. Now, we go to the Lakers and the Nuggets, another close one. Both teams have an opportunity to win this one. That's just playoff basketball at this point, but Jamal Murray, he had a wonderful game. He laid it off the glass there, and he lays it off the glass here. He kept on moving. We start this game in the fourth quarter because this is where all the major action was happening. LeBron drawing a foul, leans to his left, gets a bucket. Then they continue here. Jokic also drawing a foul and getting a bucket. Anthony Davis attributed with that foul. Now LeBron James blocking the pass, goes up and dunks on Jamal Murray. Oh my goodness. That was a highlight-worthy play. But now Michael Porter Jr. and a media three. What else is new from MPJ? That's just what he does. He ties it up 95 apiece, now 99 apiece. LeBron James with an open three cannot get it. Not very clutch from some would call the GOAT of NBA basketball. And now we move to the other side. Jamal Murray. Who else would you rather have the ball in their hands? Murray looking, 2 seconds, step back, jumper, got it down. A 2-ball to get this one. They win this 101-99. What a game over there at Denver. But now we're going to move over to some other things. We're going to move over to hockey, the NHL, as some of these matchups reach their second game of the series. Come from behind wins and one-score victories. Anything can happen in the NHL playoffs. Now let's get moving over to the ice and get started with the Islanders and the Hurricanes. Now this was a close one at first, but then it was interesting because the Hurricanes started losing track of what was going on in the game. The Islanders started blowing it open right off the get-go. You're going to get the opening score here from the Islanders as they bring it up 1-0. That was Kyle Palmieri with a nice shot. And then Bo Horvat, oh my goodness, a slap shot at the end of the first period. A good play. And then the Islanders going to keep on moving. They're up 2-0. They want to be up 3-0. They're going to go to J.G. Peugeot, who chases it off the wall and gives it to Anders Lee for a score. A great goal from Lee. And then on the other end, you're going to wait and see something special here from the Carolina Hurricanes. Jake Getzel getting the rebound from Jarvis, gives it to Teveo Tervarian, who scores and gets it 3-1. Now we move over to Seth Jarvis, who receives this pass and bangs it in upper 90. What a shot there to make it 3-2. They tie it up from an Aho goal, and then they get a goal 12 seconds after that. Jordan Martinook wrapping it around for the goal. The final score there, 5-3. Now we will move over to Toronto Maple Leafs and Boston Bruins. Boston leads this series up by 1, but Morgan Geekie getting the goal here after a nice triangle passing formation. Nice play there to get Boston up by 1. Then moving it around, a little bit of a scuffle that goes into the back of the net. Austin Matthews, that initial shot went off the post. The rebound from Max Domi went in, and Toronto is hyped. The Maple Leafs not going to stop believing in their team. But the shot here from David Pastrnak, scorching it in the back of the net. And you're going to see something interesting here. Kind of a high stick goal from Tyler Bertuzzi, who slaps it high up in the air, gets it 2 apiece. And then Austin Matthews once again, 1-on-1, back of the net. And that is going to do it for the Maple Leafs as they win this one 3-2. It was a great time for NBA basketball, and it was a great time for NHL hockey. And now, at the end of this, I want to thank our producer of this newscast, Gabe Kaluri. He's also the sports director. He's helped me out a lot. He's helped all of us out a lot this semester to be the best we can be as he is graduating this next month. That is all the time I have for you this evening and this semester. Thank you so much for joining me every Tuesday to hear your sports updates in Portage County. And with that, I'm Dom O'Brien. Have a good one.
And once again, thank you, Gabe. And while the weather outside might be a bit suspect, if you're willing to brave the elements, consider eating outside tonight. We'll tell you all about National Picnic Day coming up next.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero. Good job, kitty cat. When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
Movie news now, starting for Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Here is David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
I don't know anything about saving worlds, but you do.
Trust me, kid, I'm no hero. You were an X-Man. You were the X-Man.
There's a world to be saved and mayhem to be managed in the latest trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine. There's more that we can't show you. The trailer is for mature audiences only, and it's the first R-rated movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Deadpool and Wolverine opens in theaters July 26th.
Phoebe Spangler, you stay inside this car. I have a ghost to bust.
McKenna Grace is going from Ghostbusters Frozen Empire to a film with fewer nuclear accelerators. Variety reports she's set to star in the young adult drama Everything I Never Did, as a seriously ill young woman who connects with a troubled teen. Filming is expected to begin later this year. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Today is National Picnic Day, which encourages people to have a meal in the fresh air. Picnics are a long-time tradition. Back in the mid-18th century, French residents would dine at al fresco, sometimes with just a bottle of wine, cheese, and fruit. Over the centuries, picnics have expanded to include sandwiches, chips, sometimes vegetables, not for me though, and stuff from the grill, that for me though. One tip, keep all perishable items on ice to help prevent someone from getting sick.
Hi there. My name is Nathan Welsh, and I direct the Tuesday Newscast. Many years ago, I accompanied my brother and his Cub Scout troop on a field trip to the TV2 studio. I knew from that point that I wanted to be a part of this. Fast forward 6 years, and on Wednesdays for fall in 2020, I did weather for the Flashcast, Newscast, followed by hosting All Systems Go. Since then, I've worn many hats, from weather director to anchor to assistant operations manager. And for the past 4 years, TV2 has been the one constant in my college experience. I love live television, and I've enjoyed working every part of this, although I feel strongest about the sense of camaraderie in the control room. The stress and energy expended to do the best job possible really does pay off. I want to thank everyone here for making my final semester at TV2 worthwhile, with the hard work and talent you bring every newscast. We've had some wild ones. I mean, it feels like just last week we were covering Kyle Rittenhouse speaking on campus. It's been a great 4 years, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.
All right, guys, I am Skylar Eddington, and I am currently the Monday co-anchor and Tuesday reporter for TV2. Over the years, I have always wanted to be on camera and be a part of something that I truly was passionate about. When I first came to Kent, I was a business major, which I know is very hard to believe. But after a year of introduction to business and math classes, I learned very quickly that that was not my journey. I then took a lot of time to self-reflect and decided to take the leap into the one thing that I knew I loved and truly enjoyed, which was journalism. I then decided to join TV2, and it was the best decision I ever made. Throughout my time here, I was able to make great connections with my peers and truly gain the best experience I could have ever asked for. I was able to get an internship at Fox 8 News' entertainment show New Day Cleveland, where I had the best time getting to learn about the news world and be surrounded by people that I have looked up to and watched since I was a little girl. After graduation, I will be heading to Youngstown's very own WKBN, where I will continue my journalism career. I want to thank the two people who have not left my side, Nuryed and Sydney, and for always being so patient and kind to me. For the last time, I'm Skylar Eddington for TV2 News.
Well, it's just been awesome working with both of you. I mean, I remember when you were segment anchoring, I was doing weather, and Dom was doing sports on our first newscast. But what are some of the best memories you guys have of being at TV2?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'd have to say probably just all the time spent here, just all of the different shows. I really think that my favorite is doing the news. I think there's just something to it. You do it once and it's done. You move on the next day. It's great. I love it.
No, and definitely it's just spending time in the newsroom with everyone in between classes. I mean, we are all with each other all day, every day, so you get to know people very well. And my little adventures when I go live with Nuryed are always very special as well.
For me personally, some of my favorite parts are when everything goes wrong, because we always somehow manage to get through it. We run around with like chickens with our heads cut off, but we get on air, we get it done, and we all band together through it. And sometimes that is just so much more fun than when everything goes smooth as butter. But always prefer the latter.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, from a production perspective, I think it's better when the news people kind of flub their words, but that just is how it is. I think that it's It's never going to be perfect, but that's what we strive for. So
awesome. Well, thank you guys. That is all the time we have for the night. Thank you so much for joining us.
For more, please check out the website and social media channels for all of our news content.
I'm Dom O'Brien.
I'm Tyler Schlosser.
And I'm Noah Rowe.
And I'm Nathan Welsh.
And I'm Skylar Eddington. Have a great night, Portage County.
I forgot you were going to be in it.
Screw you, Josh.
Yeah, after that, Tuesday. After that, no. Genuinely, I took your names out and put Nathan's in.
If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your